Good morning, ladies. Right, this morning we're going to do a Christmas card, and I've stamped this one, but the one I'm going to show you how to do, I'm going to use die cuts. So I've stamped an image on the front using a really old stamp, and I've heat embossed it. So I just used clear ink and a clear embossing powder, and that's the way it's come out, and I really, really like it. It's like a shadow effect. But inside, you're going to have this. So it's going to have a cut-out piece. I've stamped the Christmas tree twice in the back, and I've done some stamping. I should have actually had a sentiment stamped on it, but I will do later on. So I will show you how to do this. So we'll start off with an A4 sheet of card folded in half. So I'm using blue for this one. Now, and a sheet of white for the inside. Now, we know that a sheet of A4 card measures 8 1/4 by 11 6/8, or 5/8 sometimes. So if I get my cutter, I want to cut this down to 8. And then just measure it. So it is 11 5/8. So I want to take that down to 11 3/8. And I will just check that against my card, because I want the same size of border all the way round. And I've not got that, so I'm going to take another 1/8 of an inch off of this. So I'm just going to make it just slightly under the 8. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so that's going to fit inside my card. Now, my white sheet, if you get your scoreboard, and I'm using my big one because I can't find it. I don't know what I've done with my little one. Right, so I've got the right side facing me, and I am going to score at 3 3/4 all the way down, 5 5/8. Now that can't be right. Five, 6 5/8, sorry. Should be 6 5/8. And then 8 7/8. Nope. 8 5/8. That's it. There we go. So that is 3 3/4, 6 5/8, and 8 5/8. All right. So now you need your pencil and a ruler. And if we turn it to the back, so this is your reverse side, you actually better burnishing your lines first. So we want a mountain, a valley, and a mountain. No, we don't. We want a valley, a mountain, and a valley. That's it. A valley, a mountain, and a valley. And that's the way your card is going to sit on your card. Okay. So again, on the reverse side, and on each of your score lines, you're going to measure 1 inch in and make a mark just on each of the score lines. And you'll do the same at the bottom. So 1 inch up, score, score, and score. And you will draw a line in between those 3 notches. The reason that you do the 3 is just so that you get it even. So they should all be the same distance away from your ruler. Okay, so now I have 2 lines. So I'm going to turn it round again. And the centre score, I'm going to put my ruler at 3/4 of a mark, 1 inch on the mark, on the score line. So that's 3/4 of an inch there. And I'm going to mark it at 0 and then mark it at 1.5. So that's 3/4 of an inch there and 3/4 of an inch there. Again at the bottom, put your ruler at the 3/4 of an inch mark on your score line and mark it at 0 and mark it at 1.5 and draw 2 lines between them. Now we're going to cut this piece and this piece out. So you can do this with your craft knife, or you can do it with just score it, get in with your scissors and cut round. But I don't mind doing it with a craft knife. So the best way to do it, put the point in right at the top, make sure that pierces the card, bring it forward and just lightly score down, and then bring it up so that you know that you're at the end of your mark. And you do that a couple of times and you can actually feel it, that it's cut. So in, bring it down, and I'm not putting any pressure on that. And that's it, cut. And just make sure that it's cut. And there we go. So that's my 4 lines cut. Now remember, when you're doing the top, you're only cutting between here and the first line, and between your second last line and your last line. So you're only cutting between there and there, there and there. And do the same at the bottom. I don't know if you can hear my stomach. And I've had my breakfast. Gurgling away. And there we go. And there we go. And that's your now the wider piece is the front and the slimmer piece is at the back. Now, if you want to stamp it, this is when you stamp it. But I'm going to use snowflakes. And I've cut a few out and I've put glimmer paste on them. Right, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to glue these on flat. And it doesn't matter if you stick them up over the edge, because you can trim that. And if you think you've put too much glue, just take off the excess. Now, I would be taking my time with this, doing it a lot better. But because I'm doing a video, I'm not going to bother taking too much time. Right, so if there's any bits sticking up over the back, just get your scissors and trim them. There we go. Scissors are needing a good sharpen. Right, so that's my inside. And I will put a sentiment in a wee while. Now, I'm going to put, and I'm going to glue this in. But I'm going to put it off centre, because remember, your inside is actually off center. Now, no, on the board, and I'm gonna just run I've drawn a line so that it doesn't pull or poke or move about, because I want it right in the centre. I want it right on the card. Sorry. Right, so just, you can use double-sided tape if you want. I'm just doing glue for quickness. So just make sure you get that even. And then put glue on the other side. And it's just these edge pieces that you're gluing down. Turn it round. And again, just make sure you've got it even. And then just close it. You can see why I wanted that more over the side. I might cut out some little ones and put them in there at the back, just to keep it. And I'll put in, I'll probably do a stamp, let it snow, let it snow. And I'm not going to bulk up the front. What I've got is, I've used a snowflake die, and I've done it in silver, and I've done it in white, and then used the glimmer paste. And I'm going to put that right on the front. And then I've cut out Let It Snow, again in silver and in white, and covered it with the glimmer paste. But I've offset that. So I'm just going to put this on flat because I've lifted it up quite a bit. And it's just the silver one I want to stick down. And there we go. Obviously I didn't put any glue on that one. So I've stuck the silver one down, and I've left that one up, and it's on foam pads, a foam pad underneath. And then I've put the hexagon on, I cut that out in silver, and I've done a double snowflake, that's two white ones glued together, and I've put that on a foam pad. And I want to put the Let It Snow on flat as well. So just a bit of glue on the back. And Let It Snow. And against the blue, I think that just pops. So that's using dies, but it's all about the centerpiece. And what you do with that. I mean, you might want to have a snowflake border, and you can glue it to the back of there and the back of there, and that would be nice as well. But it's up to you how you decorate it. But it's the centerpiece that's the focal point this week. And as I say, that's the one with the stamps. And that's the one with the die cuts. So it's up to you how you decorate it. So happy crafting.